So you remember, singer Shanice. I definitely remember her, definitely in the 90s. If you definitely are a R&B fan, you know exactly who Shanice is, right? She had, definitely her hits out there, and, it's still played to this day. Then you have her husband, Flex Alexander. Now, Flex, he was played in a lot of shows, back in that time period. Well, they end up getting together, getting married. They still married to this day. Well, the reason why we're talking about them is because they hit, rough times financially, which a lot of people have hit rough times financially. Of course, they're not referring to something that's happening in 2020, but something that happened in the past. So Flex was struggling so much he didn't even have money to take his wife out, for their anniversary. And a friend of his, you're going to see on the clip, he, helped him out, and he let him tell the story, because I really think this story is something that, a lot of brothers deal with. Let's go ahead and roll through this clip.
I never said anything. It was our anniversary, and I couldn't do anything for you. And Chris, he gave me $350 so that I could take her out.
Wow.
And you weren't supposed to tell her. And then he had a spot at the comedy store. And he went to the comedy store and he texted me and he was like, yo, man, look at this. The check that they gave him for his spot was the exact amount that he gave.
Exact.
I'm out.
Wow. Oh my God. This is my first time hearing this.
I'm just saying that because, you really find out who your real friends are when things are bad, man. When things are great, everybody loves you, but when things are bad, you really find out that. And I'm just saying, man, I appreciate you, man. I love you, man. I had to say that. I just had to tell you.
Yes.
I'm a father. He's a father. I'm a husband. He's a husband. And, I don't want to use the word failure, but if we can't provide for our family, we feel like failures. You know what I mean? And so, it's as simple as, what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Something that simple is so significant and so important to us. Like, it's my wife's birthday and I can't do nothing. And it messed me up. And I was like, yes, you can. And then that happened. So, yeah.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah.
Woo!
But it gets better, and we're able to move on.
You paid me back, right?
Huh? Yeah.
You paid me back, right? Okay, good.
Yeah.
So, for men, especially if you're a real man, a man's man, it is hard for you to ask anybody for some money. And what the brother said about when you're a real man and you don't have money and you can't provide or give something to your lady, you do feel like a failure. And that's how you know that you have a man, ladies. If your man don't have a job or he don't have no money coming in and he gets depressed and he feels like a failure and he's frustrated, that's a real man. No real man is going to sit there and be comfortable not having no job, not having no money, can't provide. He's not going to be comfortable. He's not going to sit on the couch all day and play Madden or be on the internet all day and don't care about no money coming in. Those kind of men who are upset, depressed, or whatever, feel like a failure when they don't have anything, that's a man you rock with. That's a man that you build with right there and go through those rough patches, because that's usually a good dude that's trying to provide, okay? So they got married back in the year 2000. So they've been together 20 years. They've had 2 children together. But for that brother to admit that, and Shanice didn't even know that at all. And that's how we are as men. We have a good friend, and, we say, hey, man, my brother going through a rough patch. Let me help my brother out. You get what I'm saying? She didn't even know. And for him to admit that, you're definitely appreciating, like they said, when you're going through some rough times in your life, you really get to see who's your friends. You really get to see that. Or you get to see if you are sick or you have a sickness going on in your family, you also get to see that as well. And when you have that good friend, you don't need thousands of friends. You just need one good friend, especially if you're married people. If you have one good couple or maybe 2 couples that you guys are cool with, because I'm a firm believer if you married, you need to hang with married people that's committed to their marriage. Not nobody that's losing their morals in their marriage and fooling around with other people. No, I'm talking about a husband and wife couple that's about their family, that's about the right thing. That's what the people you should hang around. I've never been one to say hang with a bunch of single people when you're married, because what do you have in common? Really nothing. I'm a firm believer of just hanging with people that have my interest at heart, for you know what I'm saying? But it's good that, this came out, because, sometimes, as men, we don't like to admit things like that, because we don't want to seem, that we took a L, or we don't want to seem, like weak or vulnerable in front of our lady. None of us want to do that. But, hey, it's something that happened, years ago. He wanted to appreciate brothers for it. And I guess it just got to him, because that was a rough patch for him. You understand what I'm saying? So shout out definitely to Shanice and Chris Spencer for sure, and Flex, man. And that's just great. I love to see, families stay together 20 years. And, during your marriage, you're going to have some rough patches, financially. You're going to have some challenges, but that's what makes you either stay together. That's going to be like the glue to keep you together, or it's going to be the thing that break you apart, because your marriage or any kind of relationship is mostly tested how good it is or how bad it is based off of when you go through some rough times. And that I can tell you from personal experience, because, boy, I've been through some rough times. Some of it I ain't told y'all yet. And maybe a little bit down the line, I will tell y'all some of the rough patches, that we've had. Me and my wife dealing with a lot of things with children and other things like that. But, leave me a comment, guys. Let me know what you think about the situation with this couple. Have you been through some rough patches, with your wife or your husband, or a friend of the family that helped you, do something, in the past that maybe your spouse didn't know something nice because you were going through something financially? Hey, let us know in the comments.